What's good, team? Right now, I'm bringing you guys an episode of the Explain series. And on this week's episode, I'll be explaining the new version of Gadgets in detail. Gadgets is one of my most favorite decks of all time. Gave me my first YCS top. So it's going to be my sole purpose for this video to tell you guys about all the different variants, tell you guys what I believe Gold and Silver has to offer, and give you guys some predictions for the deck. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright guys, so this is the Gadget Deck 2016 Explain. As I said in the intro, I'm going to be going over everything about how I predict the Gadget Deck will be in 2016 and tell you guys why the deck's good. So starting off with why gadgets matter. Gadgets matter because they're a fan favorite, they're used by Yugioh and anime, and they pretty much have a bunch of event tops under their belt. I topped a YCS, top 32 YCS of Chicago 2 years ago with the Chain Gadget variant, which is more of an aggressive build. The infamous Robbie Cole in Code 40 has, I think, a few event tops with gadgets. He almost won a YCS with gadgets 3 years ago. And back in the 2008 era, the gadget stunt deck was really good. And another guy named Nadir Sarhan, he topped a bunch of events. So overall, the deck has a bunch of event tops and is a fan favorite and is an anime cards used by Yugi, which is why the gadgets matter and why everyone is so hyped for them. There are different versions of the deck, as I stated. Once again, the main version of the deck is the stun variant, the machina variant, and the aggro chain summon / double summon variants. Now, I personally use the aggro chain summon variant, double summon variants, and those are my personal preferences, but there are many different variants of this deck that go by, so you don't have to just go by one variant, of course. The stun version. Now, the stun version pretty much runs 2 of each gadget, 16 to 20 traps, and relies mainly on floodgates to win. The whole purpose is to have your opponent bleed out all of their resources while continuing keeping the momentum up with gadgets and your stun cards like Thunder King Ryo, Doom Caliber Knight, and etc. And then of course there's floodgating now with cards like Vanity's Emptiness, very similar to how we did back in the Dragon Ruler format. So the stun version is pretty much what stun deck does: burns your opponent out of their resources and slowly gain momentum over them. The Machina variant. Now, Machina variant runs 2 to 3 gadgets depending on personal preference. 2 to 3 Machina Gear Frame and 2 Machina Fortress. The variant is really semi-aggressive, meaning that it can be aggressive sometimes, but at other times it can sit on its back row and rely on its back row to help it out. The reason why I like the Machina variant and the reason why the Machina variant is good is because of Machina Fortress. You summon the Gear Frame, search at the Fortress, you have a gadget in your hand, pick your dead gadget, bring the Fortress out. That's 4,300 damage on board right there, and it also gives you access to rank 7, which is very good, very powerful for a deck that mainly runs a lot of level 4. So it gives you Draco Sack plays, it gives you any rank 7 that's pretty good, pretty much. It was very popular when Dragon Rulers were out because Boulder was a rank level 7 as well, and they were able to overlay and make consistent rank 7. But overall, the Machina variant is very powerful. The Chain variant. Now, as you guys can already tell, this is my favorite variant because it runs 3 gadgets, it's very aggressive, and it can OTK like very quick. This combo, the way the OTK works is just for you guys that do not know, you normal summon your gadget, you chain your Kage to Kage, then you activate your chain summoning, allowing you 2 additional normal summons. You will then overlay to a kind of fuzzy how it went. Pretty much you just overlay from there and just attack for game, searching at your gear frame and then going into Cowboy. It was able to put 8,200 damage on the board. The deck was very good and very explosive for its time. I think it was one of the only explosive decks in the format. Sadly, I was the only person running it in that format, and it did pretty good. And actually, honestly, outside of the YCS, topping 32 in a YCS, it actually top 4'd a buddy of mine's in Ireland. He got top 4 with it. So the deck was very good for a time. It was the 9 gadget variant, and this was back in the day when you can draw a brick hand and still come back and win, because the format was a lot slower back then. It was the Fire Fist format, but the Chain variant was still very good. Now, the introduction of Silver and Gold. Now, Silver and Gold, it releases in a movie pack. They are going to increase the consistency of gadgets a lot and pretty much fix what gadgets have been going through in the current meta, which is can't keep up. With the release of Duelist Alliance called Gadget, the Gadget deck was just power creeped out of this world. And it's my belief that Gold and Silver is going to fix that. Their effects basically read, they're like 10 goldfish. You can normal summon when they're normal summon a special summon, you can special summon a level 4 machine monster from your hand, and then pretty much when they die, you can search out a gadget from your deck, except one of their names, and you can only use their effect once per turn. So the whole key concept, they're gonna help gadgets float. They're gonna be like an engine, kind of like Burning Abyss. So let's say, for example, you just normal summon one of these guys, you attack, and then they get destroyed. You can bring out a gadget adds to hand, and you guys can just see how Gold and Silver is gonna add a lot of consistency to the deck. In addition to that, you can always just go normal summon Gold, special summon Silver. Silver's effect kicks in, special summon whatever else. So it's easy to make those rank 4 monsters that requires 3 level 4 or more. Now the Utopia Lightning is going to be this deck's best friend because it's a level 4, and this deck obviously is looking to be a level 4 version of Burning Abyss to me. Now the new best ratios for the deck, in my personal opinion, is going to be 1 to 2 gadgets, 3 gold and 3 silver with the Machina engine. Now a lot of people are disagreeing with me, saying that the Machina engine is dated and Fortress doesn't matter in this meta, which is true, and I understand where they're coming from, but Fortress can help out against the Monarch matchup. In addition to that, Fortress is just a 2500 body, which is going to help you push for those OTK plays. 3 gold, 3 silver is obviously a mandatory, and then 1 or 2 gadgets is good, just to keep those consistently hands up. Me personally, I'm looking towards the 1 gadget because I feel like Gold and Silver is good enough as 3 and 3, just to have those less bricky hands. Because the problem with gadgets is, and what a lot of players don't like to admit, is that you can brick really easy in the deck, and bricking in today's meta is no bueno. If you can't get your momentum turn 1 to turn 2, you're gonna lose. So I'm personally thinking 1 of each, red, yellow, and green, and 3 and 3 of Gold and Silver, because you're just gonna go, okay, summon your gold, special summon the monster out of hand, overlay, make a rank 4 play, and slowly tempo your opponent. And then if they ever somehow get tributed or whatever, destroyed, then you bring out the 1 of the red, yellow, and green, and start adding stuff to your hand from there to a follow-up play for the next turn. So I personally feel like they are best. And then Machina Engines is going to be there for mainly OTK purposes. Now this is not tested, but at the same time, I personally feel like with the aggressiveness of the Machina Engine, it's going to help to bring the deck over the top a little bit. Now some final thoughts. I predict that the deck will be tier 2 to tier 1.5. It's going to be everywhere for the first few weeks that it comes out, because you know it's gadgets, it's a fan favorite, very similar to heroes, and there's a ton of gadget players out there. And also the deck's going to be fairly budget. If these are the last support cards for the gadget archetype that we're going to have, then I can honestly say that all you're going to be pretty much picking up is rank 4 cards, gold and silver, playset of gold, playset of silver out of the movie pack, and you're going to be good to go. Typically when those movie set Dragon Legend sets come out, cards can range from 10 to 15 bucks, but I predict these cards probably go down to 5 to 10, because the deck's not going to be everywhere, and that's going based on the current format we have now. Now if the current format we have now slow down, then the deck will obviously be a little more expensive, but for the most part, with all the gadget hype, the cards are going to be expensive at first, and then they're just going to slow down. So just wait, you guys, and pick the cards up when you can. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, share, support. If you like these type of videos, I do explain series on Fridays. On Wednesdays, I do my top 10s, and on Mondays, I do my general discussions. So if you like those type of videos, hit that subscribe button for more competitive video content. I do these videos because I truly believe in helping you guys become better players, and also do these videos because I truly believe in you guys helping me become a better player. Chris from Team Innovation signing out. Peace, guys, and stay innovative. Deuces. Will be a broken card. The Blue Eye support. Now, once again, if we don't get the starter decks from the OC guy for the Dragon set,